Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha Rekakwadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam for pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, so it's the Spirit working today. I was planning on doing a lesson yesterday, just with respect to Babylon. And we know it as Babylon, America, right? So anyway, I'm just looking at the news and this story pops up. You have the UFC fighter, Henry Cejudo. He's of the Northern Kingdom. And I'm a fan of Henry Cejudo, but obviously Jake is in darkness, and just the things they do reveals how much darkness they're in. All right, so let me go ahead and read the title. It says, Henry Cejudo announces he will be father soon to daughter America. So he's going to name his daughter America, which America, the elder Gabar always goes in on it, but America means bitter. So Jake is in darkness. He's going to name his daughter America, which, like I say, the apostle Gabar always goes in on how America actually means bitter. But let's read just a little bit of the article. It says, Henry Cejudo is an Olympic gold medalist, a two-division champion. He's about to become a father. During a recent appearance on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast, Cejudo revealed that he and girlfriend Anna Carolina are expecting. Cejudo, 34, and also announced that he is having a daughter and they already have a name picked out for her, America. The patriotic name is fitting for the Los Angeles-born Cejudo, who represented the United States at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where he became the youngest ever to win a gold medal in freestyle wrestling. All right, so he so reading the article, and you got to remember the Olympics, it goes back to Greece. All right, so that's a heathen custom, which he's gotten much pride out of that custom, being a Greek. He's basically a Greek, modern day Greek and Roman, which now you would call them Americans. All right, which they're Edomites. Even though he's an Israelite, he's got the spirit of an Edomite, a spirit of a Greek or a Roman. All right, or now today they're calling themselves Americans. All right, so he's gonna name his daughter America. So that's the furthest thing from righteousness. You don't want to be calling your kids after the land of the enemy, right? But anyway, it's fitting story because I was going to go into on a lesson regarding Babylon, which is America. All right, it's mystery Babylon, which is America. But guess what? The mysteries and the secrets are given to the Lord's prophets, so we know the mystery. Let me get that real quick. It's in Amos. Yeah, Amos 3 and 7. It says, Surely will Yahweh the power will do nothing, but he will reveal his secret unto his servants the prophets. All right, and a secret is a mystery also. All right, so that's why I said that. And I'm actually going to jump to a verse that I had prepared, but I'll go ahead and bring it out now since I'm speaking on it. It's Revelation 17 and 5. And it says, and it's talking about the whore, right? It's talking about the woman who is the whore of Babylon, which is America. She represents America. It's a parable. Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth. All right, Salakia, I have a lot of distractions over here right now. But anyway, let me read this again because it's a mystery, right? But we just read the secrets are given to the prophets, and so are the mysteries, right? And it says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. All right, and I just want to read that verse because to the whole world, it's a mystery who Babylon is, all right? But unto the prophets, we know who Babylon is, all right? We know that America is the daughter of Babylon, right? Or Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures. It's not talking about ancient Babylon, okay? When you go into the destruction of Babylon, it talks about Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai visiting the earth with power and glory, which are his chariots that he's going to destroy this place with, all right? It's going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah, but on a way bigger scale, all right? So now I'm going to go to pull out some verses out of the scripture regarding Babylon, okay? And let me see something real quick. It's in Ecclesiastes, but let's see here. I got to find something out. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, all right? We can go to that real quick. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, and it reads, The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. All right? So look, you had ancient Babylon, and now you have spiritual, modern Babylon the Great, okay? So don't get it twisted and think that this is talking about the ancient Babylonian world. No, this is talking about Babylon the Great that are to be destroyed, okay? There's nothing new under the sun, all right? So that's why when you have the vision to see, that you can tell, because the Edomites nowadays are known as many different names in the Bible. You know, you got Bozrah, you got Edom, you got Babylon, Assyria, Egypt. You know, those represent all the captivities we've been in. I didn't mention all of them, but those are basically what we just read. Nothing new under the sun. We've been in captivity in all of these, during all of these. Let's see. Let me see here. Different captivities. You see. Let me just find. Here you go. Captivities of the nation of Israel. You got Egypt, Cushites of Mesopotamia, Moab, Canaanites, Midianites, Ammonites, Philistines, Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians, Medes, Greeks, Romans, Africans and Arabs in America. All right, these are all the heathen nations. All right, this is where we've been in captivity in all these nations. Okay, so basically, nothing new under the sun. We've been in captivity. All these nations have spoiled us, destroyed our people, and that's what we're reading. You know, Babylon is America. All right, let me go back to 1 Chronicles 9:1, and it reads, So all Israel is reckoned by genealogies, and behold, they were written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah, who were carried away to Babylon for their transgressions. All right, so we were carried away into ancient Babylon, and predominantly most of southern kingdom Israel, which is Judah, Benjamin and Levi, they were brought over here on the transatlantic slave trade. All right, so that's just reiterating that Babylon, you know, we've been carried away to Babylon more than once. Really, it just represents captivity, just like Egypt and all those other captivities that I read. Okay, let's read 2 Chronicles 36:18. And all the vessels of the house of Yahweh, great and small, and the treasures of the house of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and the treasures of the king and of his princes. All these he brought to Babylon. All right, and when you go in vessels, it actually represents people also. All right, so great and small of our people were carried to Babylon. All right, as slaves. Okay, and then now you got people so destroyed, they want to name their daughters America, which we're in American captivity right now. But Henry Cejudo don't know that, the UFC fighter. So it's hard to respect. You may be a fight fan or whatever, and root the brother on. But in reality, he's destroyed for lack of knowledge. Wanting to name his kid he might as well name her Babylonia, but he wants to name her America. Ezra 2:1. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, everyone unto his city. See, so this is talking about ancient Babylon. But the reason I bring that up is because, like I say, nothing new under the sun. We also been carried away captives into Babylon, America. Even though, like I say, Southern Kingdom, the so-called black tribes, they were brought over as slaves, and we were colonized, which is the same thing. We were slaves, the so-called, because I'm a Gadite, through the spirit of Northern Kingdom. All right, so Northern Kingdom was already here, but they became colonized, colonialized, right? Which is slavery in your own land. That's what that means. So now I'm going to go to Psalms and read about the daughter of Babylon, right? First, we're going to start in Psalms 1. It says, "By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yeah, we wept when we remembered Zion." See, and our people, back in the day during Psalms, they knew they were the Israelites. We knew we weren't Mexicans, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, blacks, Negroes. We knew we were Israelites back then. So that's why we were crying. Now nobody's crying because they've accepted their captivity. They've accepted their bywords that the oppressor has called them. You're okay being called Chicano. You're okay being called a black. You're okay being Mexican, whatever. Cejudo, he's a proud Mexican, Ain't no Mexicans going up into the chariots of salvation, all right? Let me jump down to 8. O daughter, well, let's start at 7. Remember, O Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. All right, and this is talking about Edom. So that's how you know it's not ancient Babylon. No, Edom, which is the so-called white man who rules America and Greek and Rome. Those are the 3 captivities that the Edomites have had us in. They're the daughter of Babylon, all right? It's a metaphor. See? And why is it fitting? Because when you go into that word, watch. Let's see. Let me look for minority. Well, let me just see what this part. When you go into the word Amerigo, well, let's just look it up. Who is America named after? All right, and there it is. Amerigo Vespucci. All right. So this devil, he was an Italian-born merchant explorer, and he may have even been an Israelite, but he was a Israelite who was if he was an Israelite, he was Babylonianized, or he hearkened to the heathen, the Romans, the Greeks, whatever captivity was in power at that time. Salakia for not knowing that off the top. But Amerigo Vespucci is a man, right? Amerigo, but it was named, America is named after Amerigo. So America, they put this, the Lord put the spirit on these Edomites to call it America. And why is that? Because so it can fulfill prophecy, all right? Because it says, oh, verse 8, Psalm 137:8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us, all right? So you couldn't say the son of Babylon, then they would have had to called it the United States of Amerigo. No, but they went with America because the Lord put the spirit on them to call it America, and now, it lines up right perfectly with prophecy, which the daughter of Babylon, America, is going to be destroyed according to the scripture. Let's get Isaiah 13:9. Behold, the day cometh of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, cometh cruel, both with wrath, fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. See? Now this is talking about the daughter of Babylon, all right? That's when the Lord's going to come and make this land desolate. He's talking about Babylon, America, okay? So let me go to Isaiah 21:9, and it says, And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the graven image of her gods he hath broken into the ground. See? So this is talking about modern Babylon, daughter of Babylon, okay? And it's going to fall. And all the images of the gods, there's going to be no more Jesus Christ. There's not going to be no more Buddha. There's not going to be no more Krishna. There's not going to be no more. Whatever idol you're worshiping, those things are going to be casted out at the presence of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai when they visit the earth. Okay? Isaiah 47:1, and it reads, Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Okay? So, this is talking about the virgin daughter of Babylon. And what is the dust? Come sit down in the dust. That means confusion. It's a parable. The dust is confusion. Babylon, the word Babylon means confusion. Okay? So, just more proof that, hey, this is talking about America, the daughter of Babylon. Alright? And we're going to keep bringing it out. Let's go to Jeremiah 50:1. It says, Thus saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement? Whom I have put away, or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your iniquities have ye sold yourselves, and for your transgression is your mother put away. So Israel, which is also in Zion, which is Israel, is likened unto a woman, right? Jeremiah, just like Babylon is likened unto a woman. America is a woman's name. Israel is also likened unto a woman. All right. It says, Jeremiah 6:2, I have likened the daughter of Zion, which is Israel, to a comely and delicate woman. All right. So now we go back to Jeremiah 51. Oh, that was weird. That wasn't the one I was reading. But here it is. The word that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. All right, and this is... the Chaldeans are Edomites, all right? Let's read verse 2. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, which is also Baal, which is the devil. Merodach, which is broken in pieces. These are all false pagan idols, all right? Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. You see? This is talking about Babylon, America, the prophecy of Babylon, America being destroyed. We'll go ahead and read verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And this is talking about the arrows, which are the missiles that are going to hit Babylon, America. Okay, we can go into 2nd Estrus 16, and it speaks about the arrows, okay? And this is how we know it's not talking about no damn ancient Babylon. Verse 2nd Esdras 16 and 13. For strong is her right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Okay, because Babylon, America, is going to get shot with these missiles and these arrows from the ends of the world. All right, a regular arrow, they didn't have that technology. They didn't have a nuclear missile that could be shot to the end of the world during the time of ancient Babylon. All right. And this is, let me jump to 16, 2nd Esdras 16:16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. All right. And Ezra said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because he knew about reincarnation. This proves reincarnation, because he's saying, who's going to deliver me in those days? Right? So that proves reincarnation. One of the verses, there's so many verses that speaks on reincarnation, but you have to have a spiritual eye to see it. Verse 16, the Lord, at the end of the day, the Lord has to show it to you. You know, if he ain't showing you this knowledge, this truth, then forget it. All right? Verse 16 though says, hey, once those are shot, they ain't going to come back. They're not going to be returned to the earth. Just like we read in Isaiah 47:1. Let's get it again. Oh wait, which was, maybe it was 50:1. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Salakia. Jeremiah 50:1. Maybe it was 9. Yeah, here we go. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, America, Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So vain means useless. So none of these missiles are going to be useless. They're all going to hit their targets. All right? And they're not going to return once they're shot. It's a done deal. And that's the entrance of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai coming back to fuck this place up with the chariots. You know, that's another lesson, but you know, Lord willing, I'll do another lesson regarding the chariots destroying this place. Jeremiah 50:46. It says, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. All right, and why is the earth going to be moved? Because of the impact of all those missiles hitting the planet, man. And it's going to be a noise, right? A noise and pestilence, right? Which is, those missiles are loud. And when they hit, it's just pure destruction. Okay? We'll go stay in Jeremiah. We'll go to 29. And remember, you got our 2/3, like Henry Cejudo, the UFC fighter. He wants to name his daughter after this place, man. But yeah, he's a Babylonian, man. He's basically an Edomite in the spirit. Jeremiah 29:15. Because ye have said, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai hath raised us up prophets in Babylon. All right. So ancient Babylon had prophets, and so does spiritual modern Babylon, America. Okay, because they're doing the same thing, the prophets. You know, Jeremiah was talking about how Babylon was going to be destroyed, and now here we are in Babylon, prophesying the destruction of this place. Let's go back to Jeremiah 50. And you know what? Let me go to 51 in verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's hand, that made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. I mean, forget her, man. Forget about this place. Forget about Babylon, America. And everybody wants to heal from the COVID. People are all happy because they're taking their masks off. But the devil's just rocking you to sleep, man. He's going to come back with greater wrath, in the soon and near future, Lord willing. But she is not, let's see, start at 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. All right? So the judgment from ancient Babylon didn't reach up into heaven, but America, Babylon, it is, The chariots are going to destroy this place for its violations of putting its satellites in the heaven, which is a sin. That's Yahweh Bashem's domain. You're not supposed to be entering into the heavens, When the Israelites ruled the world, we didn't do any of that, We weren't putting things in the heavens, That's like going and putting, planting a tree in your neighbor's front yard or his backyard, No, you don't do that. That's the domain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. Let's go to 7. Babylon hath been a golden. Oh, and then just focusing on where am I at? Let's see. Focusing on verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. All right? Because wine is it just comes to mind. Wine is a mocker, right? But it's literally mocking the truth. The false wine because wine is also a parable to philosophies, doctrines, okay? And all the nations are drunk off the wine of Babylon, America, because you got a lot of nations, the majority of them will believe in Jesus Christ, which is a Greek deity. It's a Greek concept. Look it up, man. You find a lot of information on the internet debunking Jesus Christ, right? If it's 2021, and if you can't see that Jesus Christ is a set up pagan god, then hey, you're like Henry Cejudo, you deserve to be destroyed, want to name your daughter Babylon, or I keep saying that, but you want to name your daughter America, you might as well name her Babylonia. Anyway, Jeremiah 51 and 7, let's go to 33, let's read that. And it says, For thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor, it is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. See? So, the daughter of Babylon, the harvest is almost ripe, man. You got the microchip getting ready to be released, which is the mark of the beast. Once the mark of the beast is implemented as mandatory, this destruction is going to come very soon after that. Okay? That's the major prophecy that we're waiting on right now. That's why this COVID-19, which is just gradualism, setting you up for that microchip, because they know once you take a vaccination, they know you're going to be more likely to take a microchip. They're just setting y'all up, and they're going to make it appealing, man. You're going to be able to do all kind of stuff with your microchip, man. Be able to start your car. You'll be able to Google shit, all kind of different things with these devices they come up with. All right. Micah 4 and 10 it says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. This is the Israelites. Like a woman in travail, for now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Okay? So, and let's read this. Verse 11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. See? So Zion is Israel, okay? Another word for Israel, the Israelites. So the daughter of Zion is the Israelites. The daughter of Babylon is Babylon America, you know. But let me read the last part of this verse 10. It says, and thou shalt go even to Babylon, there shalt thou be delivered, and there Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. So this is where we're going to be delivered from, man. We're going to be what you call the elect, who are going to get saved, are going to be what you would call abducted by a so-called UFO, which is really our refuge, all right? Revelation 17, and I brought this out earlier, but let me just hammer it home. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So that this is America, which is that mystery Babylon. Babylon America is the mystery, but again, Amos 3 and 7, he reveals his secrets and his mysteries to his prophets, okay? So that's why the prophets know, we know that America is Babylon, but you 2/3, you have a hard time wrapping your mind around that. Even some of Esau's scholars, the Edomites, know that America is Babylon, all right? And I'm going to close this lesson out on Revelation 18 and 21. And it says, actually, you know what? Well, let me start at 2. Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And fornication is not talking about sex. The Bible speaks on the original fornication was the devising of idols, all right? So anything that's attached to this wicked-ass society, wicked-ass kingdom, Babylon America, hey, you're basically committing fornication with her, just like the kings of the earth, which all the nations, hey, they're trying to be American, you know? If you can't see that, you're a fool, you know? All the nations of the earth are basically Americanized, you know? You got so-called Chinese women who want to be, when you talk to a Chinese woman over the phone, you don't even know it's a Chinese woman. You think it's an Edomite, you know? And one thing we always like to point out is just to show this place, Babylon America, is the power of the earth, is, you know, one of the things is the aviation industry. If you want to fly a plane on planet Earth, you're mandatory that you know English, the language of spiritual Babylon America, you know? That's part of that drinking of the wine. That's why when you can go in America, you can walk in a Chinese restaurant, you will see that image of Jesus Christ, who is actually Caesar Borgia. You walk into a Mexican restaurant, you'll see the image of Jesus Christ, you know, which is Caesar Borgia in history, who was a real person. Jesus Christ was never a real person, but Caesar Borgia was, you know? And then, you know, all of these heathen nations are hearkening to that religion. That's what we're reading about. You're drunk off the wine of Babylon, man. You're drunk off of the wine, which, like I said, is a metaphor for doctrines and philosophies, religions, you know. They've given you this false wine. We call it grape juice, right? Because it's watered down. It ain't the truth. So you are those people who are guilty, you know. Let's read it again. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through abundance of her delicacies. And then verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And what are her plagues? Her plagues is this COVID for one, which is the beginning of sorrows. There's going to be more diseases and viruses that are going to stem from this wicked kingdom. Then ultimately the microchip is a plague, the mark of the beast. That's what the microchip is. Then the final plague is going to be those missiles and the chariots. Those are a plague to the earth. The Bible speaks on both of those being a plague to the earth, the missiles and the chariots. All right. But again, I'm going to close this out on Revelation 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a great stone like a great millstone, GMS baby, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. See? So Babylon America is going to be destroyed, man. It starts out with the prophets destroying it from the inside out. We're likened unto caterpillars in the scripture, because a caterpillar will eat a tree from the inside out and destroy all its nutrients to where that tree just dies. And that's what we're doing. We're here as captives inside Babylon America, and we're like caterpillars destroying it from the inside out, man, because we're out here proclaiming the truth, that this place is wicked and thou art to be destroyed, daughter of Babylon, like we read in Psalms 137 and 8. All right. So, with that, I hope the lesson was edifying, with respect to Babylon America, and also with respect to, the 2/3 are in darkness, man, wanting to, again, let's go back to it. It's just for the sake of the story that I started out with, right here. Henry Cejudo announces he will be father soon to a daughter, America. All right. Jake is in darkness, man. Y'all don't know nothing, man. You Jakes don't know shit. A man in this truth, man, you think he's going to name his daughter America? The answer is hell to the nah. Let me get one more verse, just because it fits you 2/3 who can't get right. You can't get right off of that movie Life. Can't get right. You want to stay in Babylon. You want to stay in captivity. Hosea 4 and 6, one of the most popular verses. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of Yahweh. I will also forget thy children. So that says what it says, man. You don't have no knowledge because you reject it. You're not going to be a priest, because as Israelites, we're supposed to be a royal priesthood, the men. But you're not going to do that. You're not doing that. You're not out there on the highways and byways preaching and teaching. No, you're busy naming your daughter America. You see? And that's why you're going to be destroyed, man, at the end of the day. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam for pushing this truth with sincerity, all right? Shalom to the elect, and fuck Babylon.